Knowing how to make fire in a survival situation using several different methods will only improve your chances of survival. So in this illustration, we'll use the ferrocium steel with the striker. It's also known as a fire steel or ferro rod. This is my favorite piece of equipment because no matter what the conditions are, this will always work. No matter how wet this gets, it will always create a spark. That won't be the case with a lighter or matches, so that's why I always carry this in my backpack. There are key elements to be successful in making a fire. You need your tinder. You will also need your kindling, and then you need your timber. You gotta have that prepared because it'll be absolutely heartbreaking to get that flame going, but it only to simmer down and die down because you haven't done your preparation. There are three things that a fire needs in order to burn. It is going to need fuel, and in this example, our tinder material is going to be the boot of a palm tree. This is a cabbage palm tree, and when you look at the palm tree, there will be litter at the bottom of it, or leaf litter, and you'll find these boots laying around the bottom of it. It's awesome tinder material. It takes a spark really well. Other options would be to use a coconut husk that we could tear apart and turn into a nest and really compress. There are other things that you can use to use bark or the stringy bark. Any finely feathered material can be turned into tinder. So once we've got that fuel, the next thing that we're going to need a spark, and that's going to come from our ferro rod. There are other ways to create a spark, and we can use friction fires, which we'll go into in other modules, and that will create that ember that will ignite the tinder bundle. So, and the next element that we need, which is crucial, we need oxygen. So we need to allow that fire to breathe in order to burn. So we're going to have fuel, we're going to have a spark or heat, and we're going to have oxygen. So let's get started and let me show you how we do that. Okay, so I've got the tinder material over here, and I've got the kindling ready to go for when our fire is burning. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just try to just ruffle this up a bit and create a bit of a nest. Just teasing those fibers apart. So that we're teasing this just to allow a little bit of oxygen to penetrate and fuel that spark. Okay, so we've teased our fibers apart, and now we're just going to compress this again just to create a nice tight bundle. And then I just create a little bit of a pocket over there on where I'm going to direct the spark into. Okay. So one of the key points that I want to go over is that we are not going to take the striker and push it down into the bundle, because what that will do, it will end up in pushing it all over the place. What we want to do is hold the striker steady and pull back the ferrocium rod, and that allows us to direct the spark exactly towards our tinder bundle. Just one strike and we got it burning. So we just slowly add our kindling, and that will set a light, and then we can add our bigger pieces of kindling. TP structures are great because it allows the air to circulate, which is important because we need that oxygen for the fire to burn. So there we have our fire burning. We've got our tinder material that set the kindling alight, and once we've got our kindling there, we can add bigger pieces of wood. So that's just an illustration on how to use the fire steel. It's a great piece of equipment to have. I recommend having it in your backpack, your hiking backpack, your four-wheel drive kit, just anywhere you're going to go outdoors or camping where you're going to need a fire. It's a great tool to use, and the more you practice, the better you get at it.